Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Why You Do This.
Yeah.
Episode 6. In studio with us today, we have Travis Thamert, local country musician, singer, songwriter. Is that correct?
He's actually a rapper.
Yeah, he's a. If you didn't know, he's from southeast Minneapolis. But anyways, we're gonna be covering a lot of music today. We've got an exclusive interview with him. We're gonna talk about where he comes from, his roots in music, and some takes on what he feels about the country music scene. And then we've got some other stuff that's going on music wide. I know we said that we're gonna cover the MGK Emineim beef, as we should, because that is blowing up right now. But yeah,
Let's get right into it.
let's get into
Let's
it.
do it.
All right. So Travis, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Owatonna,
Okay.
Minnesota, so southeastern Minnesota, or central, I guess. And born and raised there, just outside the country, but only a mile out of town, or not outside the country, just outside of town by a mile. So it was nice because it wasn't like you had to plan a day.
Yeah, you get that
to go
good
get-
feel of being removed,
Yeah.
but also it's 5 minutes into town.
Exactly.
For
so,
sure,
And it was only like 3 minutes to get to school, so it was nice.
Yeah.
But
Can I actually have you get a little bit closer to the mic,
Yeah.
or I can turn it up if it's a little.
it's fine.
Okay. Whoop.
Oh, whoops.
Maybe not. Maybe not. There we go.
There it goes.
All right.
Close enough.
Yeah, we can get it going. All right. So, what kind of got you first into music? Have you always been playing instruments, or did you just kind of pick it up as you went along?
I guess I don't know what really first got me into it. I was always into music, I guess, since I was alive. So I remember.
Right.
I remember getting a karaoke machine that was just, the Walmart special, and I thought it was great for a couple of years. I started playing. I wanted to play the drums, and I don't really know why. I always just loved tapping.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I had to in order to do percussion back then, I had to play piano, and I didn't really want to. But now I wish I would have played it more.
Right.
So I took some piano in 4th grade to be able to play drums in elementary school. And after doing that, I didn't really like doing the drums in the band part of it, because when you're in a band, you're running around grabbing things to make noise. You're not just sitting on the drum set like I wanted to do.
Right.
Sure.
So I left that and started playing guitar about 7th grade, and then trying to do stuff with singing as well. And I guess that's kind of where it started. Then it was talent shows and stuff like that, on and off. So 2012 rolled around, and I threw up a video towards The Voice, and they accepted me past the general auditions, where most time people just all go and stand in line, but I was I'd rather just do a video. 4 or 5 months I think passed maybe, and I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, really?
And I was in my dorm, and I was playing a game like most college kids do.
Yep,
And
I feel that.
I get a call, but I'm in the middle of my game, and most of the time I don't answer my phone when I don't know the number. And it said I think it said California, but I don't remember. It said somewhere way out west. And they left a message here. It was hey, this is so-and-so from the NBC casting The Voice. And I'm like, what? What? And then I got an email about it too. So all in all, then I went out to Denver for a closed audition, and wasn't supposed to tell anyone. It was supposed to be secret and stuff like that. And I went out there ready to do 3 songs. And I'm only 20, so I wrote with a buddy too. And I sat for a half hour in this radio hallway. Radio's a station. And I couldn't play. And you could hear people on the other side of the wall auditioning. So it's kind of weird. And then I get in there and I played one song. No warm up, nothing. I was sitting in a hallway, so I'm just dying to I wanted to warm up or something. And I played one song. They're like, "Hey, that's all we need. Thanks." I'm like, "Damn it!"
Son of a
I fucking blew it, you know? without even like I'm a pretty confident guy, but it's like, oh, and it was just I was just so overtook with stuff that I didn't really know what to do besides just say all right, thanks, and then I left. But I just kind of wanted to like, no, sit your ass down and play one more or something, you know,
Yeah.
like. But it is what it is, and that fall, then I think it was in the summer. That fall, the end of fall, I got a email or whatever for asking to audition for this band, this cover band in Minnesota, and I joined them after they accepted me, which is pretty neat because I know there's a couple guys that were auditioning for them as well, so it was kind of good, cool to actually kind of win some, because I've never really won a talent show or anything like that for the most part that was like significant to me. So getting the lead singer position in a band, I was like, oh, that's sweet, I think.
Just kind of getting that first
So,
step of recognition
yeah.
probably felt pretty good.
I'll take that
Oh, yeah.
W.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
for sure.
so I did that for a couple of years, and then
Yeah, sure.
I left for school. Or I was still in college at the time, but I decided to leave the band to finish up college and start figuring out if I'm getting a job and what the job's going to be like. And I didn't really want the band to hold me back because we were doing every Friday, Saturday sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was busy, and I wanted to also enjoy my last year of college as well, which I did. So
Yeah, we all know how that goes.
exactly. So it's been about a year since 2 years since I left the band, so I'm starting to get back into things with my own music, and I just released a single a couple weeks ago called Midnight Air.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We were just listening to that. As far as like, you know, I make my own music as well and whatever. This is not about me, this is about you. But I know when I hear something that can be played on the radio and when it sounds good, and both of us were sitting there like, okay, this is really well produced, this is well put together. So how did you, obviously, like, you've put out music before, you've made songs before that, but how did you go about producing that?
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone probably has like songs that they write or something, you know, it depends on how much they work at it, but and everyone's always so critical of themselves, but sometimes I feel like I'm really critical of myself because I lost my old songbook, and I can't even tell you all the songs that I had. That thing was full.
Shit.
It was
Yeah.
a full book, and I probably only had like 3 songs that I liked, and even now, like, I don't even know if I like them too much anymore. But I got this guy that was in the band actually before me that I joined, and he's doing his own stuff, and then he decided to start doing more producing and mixing and stuff, and his name's Greg Michaels, and he lives up by St. Cloud. And about 2 years ago, he kind of like was talking with me about it, like interested, like, hey, you know, if you want to work on this stuff. But I'm like, man, I'm going to college, like I don't have money either. And that song, this Midnight Air, is like almost like $1,200 just to, you know,
Holy
get it
crap.
all. And that wasn't like he has a guy he could have sent it to mix it even better, because
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
we
sure.
sent it into a radio too to see what they'd say, and they're like, you know, this is really good, but you know, there's little bits and pieces here and there that could be better, which, you know, it's fine.
Sure.
Especially for my first single, and I thought he did a great job, and
Yeah, no,
he's
We
got a
both
lot
thought
of
it
other
sounded
people
really
too.
good.
So
When Dylan turned it on, we were both just kind of like,
yeah, oh yeah, and it
that'll
was
fucking
like
work.
it was a great process of just some days I'd also just be like, oh, let's add this, or let's try doing this and that, and so
Sure.
I was really excited how things worked out, especially the beginning, where we got the crickets going, and the thought just hit me when I heard another song of Luke Combs. It's called Beer Can, and he cracks a beer at the beginning of it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, what if I do you take a breath at the beginning, because the song says take a deep breath of Midnight Air. I'm like, what if you just like take a deep breath at the beginning of the song to open it? And I think that's really catchy if you hear it, because it's such a quick thing at the beginning.
For sure.
So
That's something like, as an artist, you know, you pick up on the little things, like the crickets, or well, it's called Foley. So, like, you'll notice those tiny little minute things, and people that make music and are very creative will be like, oh, wow. But even like, if you were to like use that deep breath at the beginning of your song, which you did, people are still going to notice that, and they're going to be like, okay, there's crickets playing. Why? Oh, okay. And when they start to hear it over and over again, now they start to correlate that. And that, I honestly think that's a really cool thing that you did with that song.
Yeah, it's I guess I don't even know like really the style too that I was kind of going with it, but we were working on a song and he showed me this mandolin recording he was doing, and that mandolin in the song, that rhythm of what he was playing like just really stuck with me for like a week, and then I out of nowhere just started writing this song out. So that's where the song kind of came from, was just the whole mandolin piece, and
Sure.
it was sweet just to see how it's progressed after so long.
So speaking of writing songs, when you're writing your own stuff, I know you said you had a whole songbook full of songs, unfortunately, that you lost.
No clue where it went.
Do you find it kind of hard not to fall into the, when people think of the classic country tropes of a song, do you find it difficult to shy away from those, or is it something that just kind of happens, like cold beer, dirt road, red pickup type shit?
Yeah.
Like some of the classic stereotypes for a country song.
It is tough sometimes. Like I do catch myself like not trying to do that, trying to be more descriptive in other ways. But sometimes, like, I just recently wrote a song, and sometimes the dumbest lyrics just work.
Sure.
And it just, people just dig it, you know?
Yep.
Case in point, Taylor Swift. Almost all of her songs.
All of her songs.
Like Shake It Off.
Pretty sure there's like 9 whole words in that song.
And I can't, bash it because I loved it, I still would probably jam to it,
Right.
Off the records, but
well, no, you're on record.
You're on record.
Exactly. So that's how it just goes. Like the simplest little verses. That's why some of those hip hop songs, like they have the dumbest lyrics. The easiest things to write. You repeat words for 5 phrases or whatever, and people just dig it, and so it's kind of silly, but it is how it is. So
yeah.
And then you can really get in depth with some of your slower songs, and then people really can feel it. But yeah, it's hard to get away from the stigma sometimes. But it's also nice that country's so vast now too. You can do rock with it, or hip hop with it, or even the talking rap-ish style now too.
So that kind of brings us to another good, a decent question that we had for you. Where do you kind of find yourself falling in this country debate that's kind of sparked up now between the more old school country guys and this newer style of country that's kind of taken over the radio? Where do you find that you kind of fall in there?
It's another toughie to really find who you are as an artist. You hear people all the time that'll have an album, and then the next album's totally different.
Sure.
Like Eric Church is totally, I don't know if he's just ahead of the music, like so far ahead of the music game that it doesn't make any sense. With his 2 new songs he just put out, like it was nothing like his last album, and the one before that was even more different. So it's like, what is going on? You're just on another world. But I personally, I guess, I love the old style country, but I love upbeat, whether it's rock or like dancing Thomas Rhett stuff, kind of hip hop grooving, because I have a deeper low voice for it, so I love the old school. And the one of the songs I was referencing earlier, where it's just a simple song. I do an older style kind of vocal wise to it when I end it. I can't remember what style I kind of had it like, but I was like, oh, that definitely sounds like it's an older kind of kickback, which is cool. And sometimes that is a newer taste to a lot of the people who are listening that don't hear it. But yeah, it's hard not to get more upbeat with a lot of the songs I try to write. Just because it's fun to, I feel like as a musician I would be more of an entertainer, and I've found that out with the band I was in too. Like I always just wanted to get the people involved more so than playing myself. Whether it's like a dancing or getting them to sing. So I guess I would kind of wave more towards a newer style of country, but
it's hard not
I
to
try
kind
to
of
bring the old school.
it's hard not to kind of want that energy when you're going out there, especially in your case if you're on stage and actually playing. I could see where that would almost be kind of intoxicating, trying to pass that energy on, and actually getting it to take in the crowd would be huge too.
Oh yeah.
Right. You need to sell records. And at the end of the day, you're still trying to sell yourself as
Yep.
an entertainer. And you're not, I'd hate to say it, but you're not going to be able to do it with the old style of country nowadays. You've got your big artists like Garth Brooks and, all those people that are in that realm that can still make that type of music and that, sound. But nowadays, if you're trying to make money at this or even, get popular, there's no way that you can come out with that.
Yeah, you get a few guys, like Chris Stapleton's probably the biggest one, but there's a guy, Cody Johnson, who's really pushing waves after Nashville shut him out a lot of times, and he's an older school, real hardcore, type musician that's sticking to his old school roots.
Yeah.
And people love it, those people that are hardcore like that, but then there's the other mainstream people that they don't, it just goes right over them because it's not what they would listen to. So
Yeah. That also brings us to our next point. You would know, because we tried to research who tweeted this, but it was somewhere along the lines of, if you're still listening to old country, you're a hick or something like that. Do you know who tweeted that?
Mm-mm. I should be on Twitter more than I am too, but it's it consumed me back in college when it was like what I thought was its peak, like say 2014, to the point where like I'd be in history class and I don't even know what was going on, and I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're looking to the future, not in the past.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the now.
Yeah, it's the point of the history. Fuck.
So I have Twitter. I don't use it like as much as I should. Just because I don't have enough of a following or follow enough things, that are important to me. So
yeah, and that kind of like brings us to like what we're doing this day and age with people consume so much information so fast, but there's no way that we can keep up with it.
No.
Well, I mean, I try to, but it's like I can't sit on my phone all day and just scroll through Twitter and make sure it's constantly updating.
I think it's almost kind of a bad thing too, because it just opens people to more things that they have like no idea what they're even talking about.
Right.
And then they try to assert themselves into an issue, and it just makes them look like an ass themselves. But they think they're in the right, like they could be totally in left field getting ready to argue a point, and they don't even know the whole background of something.
The best part is that they could be arguing about a subject that's leagues above everybody who's currently arguing about it, and nobody knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But they want to seem like they do, or they think they're right, and they're willing to do anything or say anything to try and prove that.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into it because I don't even know that much, but like the Kaepernick and Nike thing, like everyone's so against both sides of it, but it's also like, what if Nike did this for a reason? Because
that's huge publicity stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the old saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly.
Right.
So
yeah,
but
no, and like that's. I'm sure you've seen all the videos of those guys burning their food or their shoes.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
It's
my God.
Nike doesn't lose if you burn their product.
Oh yeah,
you already bought it.
You already paid.
They're always winning.
They don't care if you're wearing their shoes. You paid them.
Yeah, I guarantee the most people that are upset too, they're not Nike marketers.
No.
So they don't understand the whole, dilemma.
Oh,
I think a portion of it is everybody just gets so upset so easily over something, and then everybody's on the bandwagon. Well, I got to put my video burning my Nikes, even if they're a pair of shoes they bought fucking 20 years ago, and they just had them in the closet. It's like, yep, I'm on board with this too. Look at me.
It's hilarious how we could probably just make a big timeline of every year. There's probably about 3 or 4 or 5 things, that social media just gets stuck on until the next thing. Yeah. So it's just like all these memes where they're posting a Nike with like a picture of someone. Yeah, and it's just great.
We saw like 5 of those before we started.
I've seen hundreds, and some of them are hilarious. Like there's one with Alan Jackson saying something like, when you drop her off early, knowing you're only going to be able to have that grape soda or something like that, you know, like, it's just great. So,
So other than country music, what other kind of music do you really enjoy?
oh man, I listen to everything. I was just listening to the new Kamikaze album on the way over here just to try to
Perfect.
get a really good feed of it. Because I used to love Eminem like back in the day in like eighth or ninth grade.
Yep.
Whatever. Well, maybe it was like 10th grade. I was almost able to like spit just as fast as him.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it with his high voice, so it caused me to run out of breath quicker. But I got a really fast rap game if I want with his. Like I can't rap like him. You know, I'm not saying that.
What is your fallback plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Become the new Eminem.
Or like the Bare Naked Ladies song One Week where they're just like spitting out
Yep.
words super fast. Like I really should have tried that CeeLo Green song, whatever it was, Forget You or something like that. Or no, I don't know which. There's one of them that is like super, super fast that everyone wanted to try to do. There's a bunch of rappers on that song, I think. But yeah, I used to love Eminem, so I'm like, oh, I've heard great things about it, so I'm gonna listen to this album. And there is a couple real good bangers on that one, but I love oldies like 90s rock, alternative rock, early 2000s, you know, like Third Eye Blind and Offspring. You know, I love the classics like Skinner or
Sure.
AC/DC and Sawyer Brown.
I know you said you were in a cover band. What type of songs did you guys?
It was
for
mostly
covers?
like newer country, couple like Johnny Cash stuff. We did a couple rock songs, like Keep Your Hands to Yourself or something like that. So
Mostly a country focus to it, though.
yeah,
Okay.
most of it.
Sure.
So
And were you guys seeing pretty good success with that?
for the most part, yeah, we were slowly growing. They've done a lot since I've left too.
Okay.
You were holding them back,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I was trying to do stuff, but they were all 20 years older than me, so it was just kind of a little disconnect
older,
too,
yeah.
because
Oh, sure.
it was either three. It was like for two of them, there's five of us. For two of them, it was their full-time job. You know, like they didn't do anything else.
Oh, really?
So that's why they wanted to play so much. And then the other guy was just always busy, but he just loved playing all the time. And I was more along the lines of like, let's not play these smaller gigs. Let's like try to start booking bigger gigs instead, because I didn't like, you know, being
Yeah.
gone for 12 hours only making say $120.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't
You know,
really
I'm
pay
like-
for where you were
Yeah,
at.
I'm like, I'm spending money on gas,
Right.
on food, you know. By the time I get back, I'm not even making $10 an hour, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I was like, let's like try to find like closer ones that are like bigger, ones that don't have 5 people at the place, you know. Because it's a slow night when you're only playing for a couple people. And when I play for people more so than like for my enjoyment of music. Because
Yeah.
that's my enjoyment in the playing is when the people are enjoying it. So,
Well, and that just comes with being an entertainer.
mm-hmm.
Because whether or not you have a great set lined up, if there's nobody there to hear it, it's
Yeah.
almost worthless, at least
Yeah.
in my eyes. Like, I would much rather have a garbage set, but have a room full of people that are just hanging out, having a good time,
Yeah.
than have an amazing set playing to my 3 friends in
Yeah.
my basement.
I don't know. I'd be scared if I had a garbage set.
Yeah.
I really like impressing people too, but
Well, yeah. But, like, I mean, I'm sure there's times where, like, you've had things go wrong
Oh, yeah.
mid-set, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just kind of, like, sitting there scrambling. And it's not, like,
yeah.
as much as your lineup wasn't good, but something went wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
now you're backpedaling, trying to get it back on track
yeah.
and a smooth recovery. 'Cause
We are well versed in that in this podcast experience.
last week when my computer died.
Nothing
Twice.
goes wrong.
All right, let's get back into that Eminem.
Oh,
Thing.
Yeah, that was perfect.
So
I'm glad you actually had listened to that before now,
Yeah.
because that's going to work out good.
he went after everybody.
Oh, I know.
And
What's-
he named them by name.
Uh-huh.
And I'm honestly surprised MGK went after him with that diss. Like, I like MGK. I've listened to a lot of his music. He's been really relevant as of late, but there is no way he was gonna touch him.
No. Well, and it's like, you gotta pick your battles. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna ruin your career.
you're going after one of what I would argue is one of the top rappers of all time. I would
Oh
say.
yeah, and well, not in the past couple years, but right now Eminem's back to, I think, being about as top of his game, where he's just spitting truth that people don't want to hear or say, and not being afraid of calling people out. Where
Right.
he'll cross lines, but it's like that's what he does, so you just kind of accept it. And for the MGK thing, I guess I've heard a couple of his songs, but I never really got into him. I listened to his little diss twice, or yeah, 2 times. And the second time I understood it a lot more, and I was actually impressed. I was like, he's pretty good,
Like he went after him.
It's probably the best he'll ever be, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably
He did everything he could.
But he responded so fast because the album dropped last week, something like that.
I think it was
the
like last
31st or
Thursday.
something, the
Yep.
30th.
Yeah.
And he had that up within like 5 days.
Yeah,
It's like,
which is pretty cool.
You-
I think.
are you hurt? Are you hurt, bruh?
yeah,
That touch a nerve?
And I don't think he's put something out. Eminem has he, right?
no,
There's
he's
people
been-
post stuff just to try to get views or whatever, but I don't think anyone's made it, or he hasn't made an actual video.
No.
But okay, so I'm really hoping he says something about Machine Gun holding up a shovel the whole time.
Yeah.
It was literally like, what are you doing with that? you like have it for a couple scenes, sure, but the whole time,
Dude,
he's dancing with, he's pointing at, it's like, what are
he's-
you doing with that? And he's eating cereal. That was kind of funny, but then it was like,
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
What is
so.
Why is this relevant?
why
that
you
you're-
do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I enjoyed the meme too. Probably the only one that I really saw that was good was Eminem and like the 8 Mile video or movie. There's like a picture of it, and he's saying, "Quick, someone get this ass or guy another biscuit," and it shows Machine Gun just all like skinny, like he's been starved for a couple of weeks.
Oh my God.
dude, that's great.
Yeah. No, I think Eminem definitely he's a very good rapper, and he knows that he can go after anybody, and there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be like,
No.
all right.
All right, toe to toe, let's get after it.
But I do admire MGK in the fact that he's like, okay, here I go.
Hold my beer.
I mean, as
It'll
far
probably be better for him, honestly. Like,
Oh, it's-
even though he's gonna get, his beef
Again.
blown up, but like, honestly, again, like with the publicity, like
Yeah.
he'll get chewed up and spit out, but he's gonna be more well known for it because all these
Yeah.
people that might not have even heard of him are gonna notice this.
Oh.
Maybe he can look back on this in a handful of years if he really elevates his
Laugh
game
at
to
it.
try to compete with Eminem. If he really elevates his game and be like, "Thank you, you were
Yeah, right.
the guiding hand that pushed me in the right
You
direction."
made me work harder.
No, but like I listened to Rap Devil, his diss towards Eminem, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, like I'm not a huge Eminem fan, I'm not a huge MGK fan, but I definitely was like, this isn't bad music.
Yeah, for sure.
MGK can spit. He can spit a lot better than other rappers that I've heard that have been dissed.
Any mumble rapper.
Okay,
Yeah, that's just another style. though,
yeah, like
to each its own, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's still music and it's still selling records.
Yeah, no, I mean I can't sit over here and shit on it.
You just don't like
I'm,
it.
I'm not
doing?
making millions of dollars. Like I've got fucking nothing. I can play 3 chords on the guitar.
That's
Get on my level, mumble rappers.
I guess the only thing I got against that is that, what is his name? Oh, God, he just went to prison, I think, or he's going to prison. That dude with all the rainbow hair and nasty teeth.
Oh.
6ix9ine.
Yes.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah. God, I just can't stand that
Well, he
guy.
Didn't he like sexually assault or rape like a 13-year-old girl?
I think it was like a
something
group of dudes, and he was in it.
Yeah.
And he didn't. They were like filming it too, and he
Allegedly.
didn't do anything about
Allegedly.
it. So
Well, if he's going to prison, it's
I
less
don't
than
know.
allegedly.
I just can't believe that whoever it was, Nicki Minaj, decided to do a song with him, like Fifi, I think the song is.
Oh, yep. Yeah,
And it's like, the guy doesn't even say words. He doesn't say words at all. You listen to it, none of it.
Yeah.
Or just look up the lyrics. None of them are actual words, and it just blows my mind that there's people out there that allow that to become.
That are like, yes, this is
and
the type
this
of
guy
music
makes
I
money.
like.
That blows my mind.
Well, the thing is it's what he's not a good rapper by any means or lyrically wise.
I feel like a lot of it has to do
But
with the beats.
good beats, but if you look at his social media, he was doing crazy shit, like smashing cars. He was always at parties with all these pretty girls, and these kids that are like 14 and under or whatever that are consuming this content are his driving force behind.
Which is why it's sad, man.
There's so
God.
much saturation on these kids consuming all of this content. That's how he got famous, and now that's how he has money to have a rap career. And now the people like us that are bashing him because he has zero fucking talent,
Yep.
he's still getting talked about.
Yep.
And that's just gonna boost his fucking name even more.
And he's still making more money than we are.
He's going to
And
prison.
and he doesn't even have any real skills.
Well, and that like, oh my God, there's a whole fist fuck of them. Like you've got Lil Pump, Lil Xan.
Little anything. As far as I'm concerned, if you have Lil in your name, you're lost
Hold
on
on,
me.
Lil Wayne. He's
Well,
not bad.
Wayne's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
When you're
Pump
right,
the
you're
brakes,
right.
boy.
Yeah.
The Lil Wayne and Eminem song. Oh, No Love. I think that's
There's
what
a
it is.
couple of
Oh, that was the one I loved.
Drop the World, isn't that with Lil Wayne?
Oh yeah, that one too.
That's a good song.
Yep. So.
On the topic of Lil rappers, I know you guys probably don't fucking care, but Lil Xan had a very public breakup with his girlfriend Noah Cyrus this week, and the only reason that I got kind of hooked on it is because there was a famous DJ that got in between them. I'm pretty sure. Well, I know you would have heard the song. It's called "Thief" by OK.
Oh,
with
yeah.
The saxophone.
Yep.
Yeah. And so his girlfriend, or Lil Xan's girlfriend, posted on Instagram with OK, like hanging out, and she was like wrapping her arms around him. And this kid, who apparently with no toxic masculinity whatsoever, decided that, yeah, if you're my girl, you're not touching any guy like that, which is fair. I get, like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. But he went out and decided, all right, I'm famous. I'm going to go party with a bunch of girls and post that on Instagram and make myself look like an immature asshole.
Ultimate comeback.
Yeah. It's like, fuck you, bitch. I can go with all these no-name people. I
Hey,
made
man,
you famous.
I mean-
Fuck you. I do what I want.
Yeah.
I guess.
God.
Did it work or I didn't know about the story.
Nope.
Well,
No,
I
it's
mean,
still Lil Xan. He's
still got the fallback
Yep.
of partying. I
I
guess.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen with this situation? He goes out and parties with these chicks?
I guess. I mean, he's...
Or more. Yeah.
Shit.
Bummer.
Damn.
Fucking A. My plan backfired.
God, I feel terrible.
Right. Oh, my God. But, yeah.
I hope he gets a great article in People's or something magazine.
Oh, man. Well,
Fucking A.
it goes without saying that we should probably address what happened a couple hours ago.
Actually, it was Friday.
Today's
Today is Friday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
Sick.
Mac Miller passed away, if you guys haven't heard, at the age of 26. I grew up listening to his music a lot. He had a lot of influence on me. Back when I was in high school, I listened to Kids and a lot of Blue Slide Park, that kind of album.
Brick Park Market.
Yeah,
Fuck
those songs were great, and we had just listened to his new
album.
shit,
Yep.
and he passed away from an apparent overdose. I don't know what, but drugs are bad. Don't. if you're gonna indulge, I mean everything in moderation, but yeah, like you know,
Just take half.
yeah, like look out for your buddy, because it's really sad. Like I wasn't a huge Demi Lovato fan, but these people that are falling off the wagon, and it's because like shit going on. Apparently in May he wrapped his Mercedes G-Wagon around a telephone pole because he was 2 times over the legal intoxication limit when
He
he
was
driving.
he was 2 times over the limit after he confessed to it when he got home.
So he was lizard.
Yeah,
Um,
some type of way.
and you know, as much as I can't blame it on Ariana Grande, like that breakup threw him into a whirlwind of depression. And you know, he's always been a substance abuser, but he apparently his friends said he was going down a really dark path.
From what I was seeing was that because he went and tried to get clean for a while,
Right.
and a lot of people were saying when guys or whoever get clean, and if they kind of fall off the wagon and have a break and they go back to it, though, what typically happens with overdose situations is they go and try to take the same dosage of whatever it was that they were taking before when they were still using heavily, and try to take that same dosage now that they've been clean, and their body just can't do it.
Their tolerance isn't there
Yeah,
anymore.
and that's where a lot of these accidental overdoses come in.
And it's just really sad because like we've seen, I mean these little rappers, but like Lil Peep, he passed away from a coke overdose, or no, he was taking Xans that had fentanyl in them. And it's like these kids that are living this lifestyle that they're glorifying drugs and shit, and it's getting laced with stuff that's just not good, and it's really detrimental to their health. Obviously, it's gonna kill you, but like, Christ, we need to kind of get away from that, as far as I'm concerned. Like, we
Just like fucking,
pump the brakes.
yeah, Christ's sake.
It's like, yeah, it's all about having fun and going out and partying, and you know, when you're in a part of that lifestyle, like, I get it, but Christ, like, take care of yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, I used to listen to Mac a little bit back when I was in my like freshman year of college. I'd throw it on once in a while before I'd have a track meet when I was a thrower, and it kind of get me, you know, not super pumped to waste energy, but start getting me moving and getting ready to
For sure.
for a warm up. So he'll be missed,
Right.
and it's unfortunate that there's all these. I mean, you only see it because they're famous. I'm sure there's multiple people that pass from overdoses all over.
Tons.
Right.
But it's just, I mean, it's just sad that society is like pushes all these. You hear all these songs. People talk about Xanax, popping Xannies, or you know, popping
Whatever.
anything. And it's, you know, it's not. I don't hear too many country songs that talk about that.
You know what I've noticed a lot lately in country music, like older country music, you don't hear it a lot, but like newer stuff, they've been like talking about smoking weed a lot more.
Well, they did a little bit back in the day.
And
you know,
I
with
was like,
Willie,
Nelson.
with Willie involved.
Well,
you know,
yeah, well, like
or
Christ.
Toby. So,
That's
but
all right. So talk about a cross between genres. I wonder who could smoke who under the table, Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson.
God.
Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Snoop Dogg
I'm
will
saying
outsmoke.
Snoop. Yeah.
You think so?
Oh,
I mean, he's young. He's younger than Willie.
Dude,
Willie's what, like 70 something now, almost 80.
Oh yeah, he's getting up there. I guess I'm not for sure, but
So would you take Willie in his prime or Snoop now?
I'd still say Snoop.
Still Snoop. That's pretty.
I
fair.
mean, I've heard the old saying about the old Donald Trump being jealous that he's never going to get a building as tall or as high as Snoop gets. So,
yeah.
but back to I guess my original point was like it's too bad that this is all happening. I mean, people know, they should know. I mean, it's not like
Right.
it's not like they're just totally blind to, hey, this stuff's not good for you, and it's too bad they get hooked on stuff like this too.
And it's nothing new, is the
No.
thing. You know,
So
it's-
the only reason why it's super bad too is because of the fact that they just feel so. I guess I can't remember the thing of the right word, but because of the fact that they're rich and can kind of get what they want when they want it,
There's no
the ease of
repercussions
access.
to-
Yeah. You know, so it's a slap. Oh, like he wrapped his car, or Demi, or was it Demi or who was it that just or Cardi? Can't remember which one it was that just had her overdose.
Demi.
It was Demi.
Demi,
Okay.
yeah.
Like it's like I really don't feel too bad. I mean, yeah, I feel bad that people that they die from it, because like that just shouldn't be happening. But it's also like you're playing with fire. Like you don't.
Well,
You should. I mean, you should
it's
know
like,
better. Just because
these people
you like
are
to have a
all
good time.
adults,
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody, well, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Because I say so. You should not do drugs because they're fucking bad for you and they can kill you.
Exactly.
Like, but everybody needs to be able to be an adult and do their own thing,
Right.
which
Yeah.
and
I
however
think
you
it
wanna
gets
go.
worse too. Like when people like these younger guys or younger people just come out of nowhere and they can't really learn how to control themselves. They just go from like 18 and all of a sudden they're famous, just with an ass ton of money.
Well, that's like
so it's like they have no responsibility.
Yeah.
They have no idea like the things that they do towards other people as well as themselves. And it's I just find myself sometimes having a hard time to feel too bad for them because it's like,
Sure.
You could have anything you want and you just decide to blow it on sex, drugs, rock and roll,
Yeah. Well, like we saw that a little bit with Justin Bieber when he started to get really big, and he was like, what, 19? Racing fucking Lamborghinis in LA and shit like that. But like,
The penalty's so small.
if I had that much money when I was 19,
oh God, yeah.
holy
I'd probably be almost the same way.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe a muscle car, not a Ferrari. But.
so I can understand from a certain perspective, like these people are just out of high school with more money than I will ever have.
Yep.
Like,
but it's also, if they have so much money and they have issues, and hopefully they have like a parent figure, whether it's the parent or the manager,
something.
you would hope that they would be able to usher them towards someone to help them get better, especially since they can pay for it.
Well, the thing is like those parental figures in these young kids' lives that are making this much money, they're not so much managers when they're on tour. When they're in the studio and stuff, most of these guys aren't going out and partying because they're spending so much time, and you've seen that firsthand working on just a single, like how much time you have to devote to your music project. But when you're on tour and you're just playing shows, you don't have that parent figure around. You don't have your manager. If your tour manager is going to tell you to not party and have a good time,
fired.
You're
getting a new manager.
No, I'm not necessarily saying that. I guess it's just more the fact, like, obviously they're going to be able to realize, like, this guy's got an issue with whatever it is.
Some kind of a
be able
mentor
to-
figure.
And be able to, like, get them, hopefully you would expect them to be smart enough to find him help, especially since they could probably afford some of the best psychiatrists.
All the best.
Whatever it is before it's too late.
Well, and Mac's got a tour coming up.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, had a tour. But yeah, like he had a show planned for October 30th.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's just too bad.
It's like, fuck, man.
So.
Like,
Sucks.
yeah, it really sucks that he passed away.
Yeah, I saw that too on the way over here, and I was like, what? My roommate shared it on Facebook. I'm like, no way.
Well, yeah, he texted it to me this afternoon. He's like, Mac Miller's dead. And I was like, what the fuck?
I thought it was like clickbait or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Fucking-
I didn't even click. I should have, but I was like,
Goddamn,
What?
Burt Reynolds dies yesterday.
Yeah.
Mac Miller dies today. What the fuck is this week?
Ugh, it's just been a...
here I thought it was a great week because it was a 4-day work
Right?
week.
Fuck,
It's all fucked now. It's all fucked.
Yeah. We started off strong, and now we're fading.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of like this podcast.
Well, yeah. Always.
Always. We don't ever know how to end these damn things.
Well, we're going to end this one with a song.
Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
yeah. You want to play for
So
us?
if you want to give her a go,
Get situated.
sure.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just gonna explain this song too a little bit, I guess. But I call it "If Only," and I guess this is probably the oldest song I have because I wrote it, and it took me like a 1 a.m. type deal to finish it when I was in school, and it was for a friend who lost her grandpa, and he was all by himself too, because his wife recently passed, and she was feeling bad, but she was also, you know, to an extent like happy that now he's going to be going to a better place as well. And I think he had like stomach cancer too, which I can imagine would be terrible. So the song is kind of in general just about wanting to be able to talk to a loved one that's passed, and that's kind of what I went off of it. But it's called "If Only." Left for home in a fury, like a storm cloud that was worry. I miss that old man so much. He left to go see his wife and to go meet Jesus Christ, but I never made it there in time. If heaven had a phone, love if you call home, so I would know that you're okay. I could see you every day. If heaven had a phone, I wouldn't feel so alone. I cry some nights when I see your smiling face in my dreams.
Awesome. That was great.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So yeah, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
This was awesome.
Absolutely.
If you guys haven't already decided to go and follow Travis on social media, we will leave all of his shit in the description.
Oh, I got a lot of it.
Well, fuck.
Well,
Mainly if you just look up my website, it's got all the links to everything.
Beautiful.
You know, Facebook, Amazon, Instagram.
That sounds a lot easier for us to do.
Yeah, it's a blast. But I mean, God, I've been paying out money galore just to like set all this shit up. I mean, who would have thought it would cost a couple $100 just to have your own website? Like,
Yeah, everything costs money, man. But anyways, yeah, it was really great having you out.
yeah, hopefully we do it again.
What? Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
might as well.
Nothing better
well.
to do.
Yeah, but
All right. Well, let's
Wrap her up.
deuces.
Thanks for